Hello again, YouTube. It's and to our community, Shane Gibbs, targeted individual from the UK. I trust you're all doing well. This is the next episode in my series of videos that I've been uploading to my YouTube account regarding my targeting experiences here in the UK. Today I want to talk about a couple of things. First off, I mentioned in my previous video that this old BlackBerry has now been fried. It was locked for, I don't know, hacked and locked and whatever. You know what they do. Today I received my nice shiny new BlackBerry. There you go, in the box, brand spanking new. I thought I'd just document that just so that you can all see that this is the probably the first in many new handsets that I should probably be needing over the coming months, because as I mentioned in previous videos, these guys seem to like messing around with our technology, especially laptops and mobile phone devices. So yeah, I thought I'd just show you the new one. It's all uploading now and downloading and all sorts of funky stuff and installing, and it's taking forever, but I'm sure I'll get used to it once it all gets up and running. I also want to mention a good friend of mine that I mentioned in a previous video, a lady that goes by the pseudonym of Phoenix Gold on Facebook and here on YouTube. I just want to give you a little bit of a background on Phoenix and her situation down in Sheffield. She is a young female living alone, and she has been getting some real severe targeting in her own flat. She has had many home invasions, destruction of property. The latest destruction that she's just discovered is that they've messed up all of her internet access and TV aerials and incoming satellite signals and all that sort of stuff. So it's going to cost her quite a bit of money to call the engineer out to come and redo all the wiring and fix the problems that have occurred while she's not been in her flat. The reason I say that she's not been in her flat, because the targeting and the harassment that she was receiving while she was living alone in her flat got so much that she had to go and temporarily move in with her 84-year-old grandmother, who I actually spoke to on the phone last night, and I was very taken aback by what I heard from not only from Phoenix but from her grandmother. It seems that her grandmother has now become embroiled whatever in the targeting program. She has been getting harassed severely by people putting things through her letterbox, and knocking on her door at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, poking their fingers through the letterbox. As you can appreciate, this is an 84-year-old lady. On the phone, I was nearly taken to tears last night. You know, when I was speaking to her, it was heartbreaking listening to what she's been going through. I just find it absolutely disgusting that what these people are doing. You know, this is an 84-year-old lady. You know, what kind of people are these? I mean, cowardly doesn't even come into it. Do you know what I mean? What kind of man would take it on himself to go and distress an 84-year-old lady? It's beyond me. It's absolutely disgusting. So if you know Phoenix from Facebook or YouTube, then I'm sure she'd appreciate some encouraging information or comments or emails or contact from any of her friends. They're really putting her through it up there in Sheffield. There's not really a whole lot I can do down here in the southeast part of the country. You know, she's several hundred miles away, so if I was closer, then obviously I'd be aiding and giving her a little bit more assistance than what I'm actually able to do at the moment. But yeah, it's just I'm shocked. Oof, you know, and it takes a lot to shock me after being in this program for such an amount of years. But to hear 84-year-old Nana on the phone to me last night, virtually in tears, saying she doesn't understand who these people are or what they're doing. She's actually that petrified that she tends to stay awake until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, where she's so petrified. to go to sleep. Apparently she's been in touch with the council. I'm sure the police have been informed, but probably the same scenario down as it is down here in Kent. The police don't want to know because they're involved in the shenanigans that are going on. But I thought I'd just make you aware of what's going on with not only Phoenix, but a dear old 84-year-old grandmother. I find it absolutely disgusting what these people are doing, and picking on women. You know, what are these people like? You know, they've got to be the scum of the earth, the scourge of society, to actually even contemplate going around and harassing an 84-year-old lady in the early hours of the morning. She also mentioned to me that all the installation is finished, as you just heard. She also informed me that that when she goes out, when she comes home, she finds all sorts of weird stuff that's happened in her flat. So they're invading this poor old lady's house or home or flat or wherever it is when she's out. How is this allowed to go on? It's absolutely crazy. I'm taken aback by the whole scenario. Like I said, it takes a lot to shock me after everything that I've seen and been through with my own eyes. And I must say that I was quite emotionally affected by speaking to her grandmother on the phone last night. I just tried to reassure her and try and tell her that everything's going to be all right. What else could I say? You know, it's shocking what these people the depths these people are willing to go to play these pathetic, silly games. You know, I mean, they could give this poor old lady a heart attack or a stroke or a seizure or something. Do they not? I mean, they've got no shame. Do you know what I mean? What kind of person, what kind of man do they call? They can't be men. I mean, they have got to be the absolute. I mean, they must have an IQ of a gnat. Seriously, do you know what I mean? No, I'm speechless, as you can tell. You know, I'm absolutely appalled and disgusted about what I heard from Phoenix and her grandmother on the phone last night. It's mind blowing, you know, and how the reasoning why the police are not going to be willing to help her is purely because the police are involved in the targeting that Phoenix is going through. So where are these people supposed to go? You know, who are they supposed to call? The Ghostbusters? Because there's nobody else out there that's willing to even acknowledge this is going on, let alone offer any assistance to a dear old 84-year-old nana of a young woman that's been viciously targeted for many years up in Sheffield. It's just crazy. It's beyond crazy. I mean, I've got no words to express the feelings that I'm feeling about that scenario at the moment. I'm just absolutely disgusted by these people, and may they rot in hell, because they deserve no better. They really deserve no better. I really don't think they understand exactly what they're doing, and that has got to come down to their level of intelligence, or lack of intelligence, I must say. You know, like I said, you know, they must have the IQ of a 2-year-old or something, because it's just beyond words. It really is. I was so taken aback by what I heard last night on the phone, yeah, the saga continues. You know, it just goes on and on. I've also had a couple of contacts from Mountie eyes actually over the past few days, who seem to be having real trouble in actually getting a grip of what's going on around them. And the only thing that I can tell these guys is that you've got to man up, man. You know, you've got to man up and deal with this stuff. You know, there's nobody who's going to help you. The only person that's going to help you is you. So there's no point crying and seeking sympathy and expressing how scared you are and what they're doing to you through silly comments on Facebook. You know, this one thing that TIs, not only in the UK but all over the world, they need to get away from stupid, pathetic Fedbook or Facebook. You know, all they do is just moan and moan. That they don't do nothing else apart from act and play the victim. And to be honest with you, it gets boring. I can quite honestly say that not one stage did I ever start complaining about what was going on to me anywhere. You know, I just took it. I took it on the chin and dealt with it like a man. Some of these women are showing the men up. They really are. You know, the way they're dealing with this targeting compared to a lot. You know, I know it's not easy. It's not pleasant. But it's something that you've got to deal with. It's happening to you. I mean, you've got no other choice but to face it head on. I mean, that is the end of it. So rather than playing the victim, I mean, get onto YouTube. You know, put your testimony out on YouTube. You don't need to be seeking comfort from other targets that are probably going through the same thing on Facebook, in the Facebook groups. You're absolutely wasting your time. And you're getting nowhere. You know, you're doing yourself no justice at all. You need to get out of the depths of places like Facebook, and because that's, you will go round and round and round in circles. You'll never get any peace of mind, or any decent level of understanding from this program on through Facebook. Excuse me. So yeah, man up, guys. You know, this is it's not pleasant and it's not nice, and yeah, I've been through the lot. I know what it is. I know what they do. I've lived it, you know, and luckily I've come through the other side. You know, you just got to start understanding that this is a psychological game, and their ultimate aim is to drive you insane. Now, if you don't understand that, then there's nobody that can help you. I know that you might be getting the electronic harassment and all the other shenanigans that goes along with it, but you've got to deal with it, man. You mean there's no point crying and playing the victim anymore. Them days are over. You know, you need to man up, and you need to toughen up, and you need to sort of like understand it and stand on your own 2 feet. You know. And if you feel that bad about things, then start joining up with other TIs, even if it's through Skype or conference calls or something, just to give you a little bit of balance, so you can understand and what is going on, and because we're all going through the same thing. It's just that some people are weaker than others, and the best advice I can give you is stop playing the victim. You know, don't play the victim, because that's what they want. They want you living in complete fear. They want you living in a complete negative environment. Everything negative, fear. You know, I've got no more fear. They've beat the fear out of me. You know what I mean? So, and the negativity is because you're looking at this from the wrong aspect. You know, you need to start understanding exactly what this program is. It's a psychological head arc. It's a game of smoke and mirrors. And if you haven't understood that yet, then more for you. You know, if you can't deal with it yourself, hook up with somebody who can give you some support. But stop playing the victim. It's not doing anybody any good. You know, I was talking to an 84-year-old lady last night who was so confused about what was going on with her, but she wasn't wincing and moaning and playing the victim. She was just, I don't understand what they're doing, and what are these people doing to me? What they're doing to my granddaughter? You know what I mean? So guys, you've got to man up, because the women are really sort of like striving forward when it comes down to activism. You know, most of the activist names out there on the internet, especially on YouTube, they're all female. Now take from that what you want, but at the end of the day, I mean, they're standing up and they're being counted, and they're being tortured at the same time, exactly the same as what you are. So if they can do it, then why can't you? You know, it's a simple. You've got to start sitting back, giving yourself a kick up the bum, and start dealing with what you've got in front of you. There's no other option. You've got no other choice. You know, I mean, there is nobody here to help you apart from you. And if you can't help yourself, try and link up with other people that can give you some comfort and some advice and some solace in the darker times. You know, or if you feel that bad, seriously, and you feel that you can't go on, and there's nothing you can do, then you're gonna have to go and see your doctor. You haven't got any other choice. You're probably going to get put on anti-psych meds, which is what they want. They might even put you in a nut house, which is what they want. Do you know what I mean? The choice is yours. You know, you can come through this, but you just need to man up a little bit. You know, and take a leaf out of these women's books, and start dealing with this harassment and this torture that you're encountering on a daily basis yourself, because nobody else is going to help you. You've got to do it yourself. So yeah, there's my little rant today. I know it's not hard. It's got to be one of the toughest things that I will ever have to encounter and overcome in my lifetime, that's for sure. And anybody that's been pulled into this program, you know, this is the toughest cookie that anybody will have to deal with. So yeah, just find coping mechanisms. You know, I found breathing techniques used to help me a lot during the real heavy, especially the electronic harassment side of things. You know, breathing techniques helped me a lot, and just sort of, to be honest with you, you've got to find your own route. You really must find your own route. Nobody's going to help you apart from yourself. So, you know, if Phoenix and her 84-year-old grandmother can deal with this sort of stuff, it makes some of you guys, it puts you to shame, you know. I'm not saying that it's not tough, and I'm not saying that you're all been tortured and you've all been dealt a rough deal. You've got to start manning up, and you've got to start standing up for yourself and dealing with this psychological warfare program, because that's basically what it is. It's smoke and mirrors. And if you can't see the mirrors through the smoke, then you're not going to make it, seriously. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to give you a bit of an update today on what's been going on, and obviously show you the nice shiny new BlackBerry. That's the new shiny BlackBerry Mark 1. So I'll keep you posted as to and I got insurance on that one as well. So they can mess it and hack it and do what they like to it, but if they do bust it, then I'll just get a new one sent through on the insurance. But yeah, that's just about it for today. I'm sure I'll be back at some stage in the next coming few days to do another episode in my series of videos. I trust all you TIs are well. Stay strong and deal with this as best way you can. You know, it's like I say, it's not easy. But one of the main things you've got to do, you've got to stop playing the victim. You really must, because the more that you look at yourself as a victim, the more they're going to victimize you. You know, that there's no rocket science behind that. So yeah, so you guys have got to deal with it. Stand up for yourself and start understanding exactly what this program is and what it's all about. Because if you can't do that, then you've got no chance. So yeah, that's it. Signing off for today. Like I say, I trust all you TIs are well, and stay strong. Start making connections, and think about getting onto YouTube. You know, it's not as hard and as daunting as one may think. So that's about it for today. So I'll let you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you on the next episode. So bye for now. Take care.